Illum jiġi l-20 ta' Settembru 2020. Xi 5 xhur ilu għamilt rapport jien fuq informazzjoni li ntqajt magħha li instabet kura għal morda li hawn fil-pulmun, il-COVID-19. Importanti li niddistingwu bejn il-coronavirus u il-COVID-19. COVID-19 hija il-marda, il-virus huwa xaġa kompletament differenti. Meta qegħdin jirrapportaw li kemm kellna każijiet tal-COVID da qed jirrapportaw fals. Mela. Da għamil xi rapport tiegħu li għaw il-kura li mhix qiegħda tissemmaw għaw dal-video għaw li hu għamlet il-kura għal COVID illegali. Issa, għaw da tabib li ħajtkellem waħda fuq għadi.
Well, welcome to this video. Now, I've had so many requests to look again at hydroxychloroquine, and that's exactly what I've done. And I've found a study from Belgium that gives fairly strong evidence, in fact I would say quite strong evidence, that low-dose hydroxychloroquine is an effective treatment. It is an effective treatment. And it seems to lower the death rate by about 30%. Quite profound difference. And the key seems to be that they used a much lower dose than the other studies. Now, I am going to tell you briefly about 3 other studies as well that showed efficacy, that showed hydroxychloroquine does seem to be an effective treatment. But then we'll think about why studies have shown that it's not, and we'll talk about the recovery trial from the Centre of Oxford-based medicine, which showed no effect and discontinued it from the trial, and we'll talk about the World Health Organization's Solidarity trial, which did much the same thing, discontinued from the trial. And then, as time permits, we'll have a look at a study from Brazil as well, which shows no effect. But it seems the key factor that people have been getting wrong, and I'm just coming to the end of the bottom line now, just stick with me if you want the bottom line. The key factor seems to be that these studies gave too high a dose. Now, let's clarify what we're talking about here. We're talking about the World Health Organization, and we're talking about the Oxford Centre for Evidence-Based Medicine. They didn't seem to realise you had to give the right dose. Now, this is bemusing at best. Now, is hydroxychloroquine a new drug? No, we've been using hydroxychloroquine and its predecessor, chloroquine, for decades, absolutely decades, for many conditions. So it's not a new drug. This is a drug that's known. The side effects are known. The doses are well known, and yet the World Health Organization and the Centre for Evidence-Based Medicine at Oxford seem to get it wrong. What is going on here? This is bemusing. You know, there's quite a few things in this pandemic, and you just can't work out why people didn't seem to realise things or get things so wrong. Let me just give you evidence for that before I finish the bottom line, before I go into the detail. For those of you who don't have enough time for this video. Now, I've just taken this morning from the British National Formulary. Now, this is what all doctors and nurse prescribers and pharmacists in the UK use. It's absolutely standard. Hydroxychloroquine sulfate, indications and dose. Right, so DOSE, dose. There's nothing hidden here. This is just obvious stuff. And if we look at it, we see that the normal dose is 200 to 400 milligrams daily. Daily maximum dose to be based on ideal body weight. Okay, so there's the dose. For most adults, 200 to 400 milligrams. This is absolutely standard public domain information. And yet, both of the studies that we're going to look at, the UK study and the World Health Organization study, didn't seem to realise this. So it's all very strange. Anyway, so that's the bottom line. If you want to skip this video, fine. That's good. If you want the detail, I'm going to give you the detail on the study.
Mela. Da bil bil-Malti da qal li kellu ħafna nies qed jitolbuh biex jagħmel naqa' riċerka fuq di il-mediċina hydroxychloroquine, da fittex fuqha, da kif għadd kien hemm nies tobba li rrapportaw li jfejqu n-nies da bil-mijiet. Da fittex fuqha u da sab li kemm il-World Health Organization fuq kemm xi ċentru tal-mediku ġewwa l-Ingilterra taw doża aktar qawwija milli kien irrakkomandat. U da qal ma nafx dal-video jew xi video ieħor għandu jkun f'da qal biex ħanamlu kollu l-video qal li l-istess mediċina li taw tant kemm taw li spiċċat tossika. Li spiċċat għamlet il-ħsara. Mela. Ħanerġgħu immorru nagħmlu naqa' fast forward. Issa da hawnhekk ħaj jispjega waħda id-dożi li ingħataw.
2 to 5. So, in other words, 200 milligrams twice a day after that first dose. So that's what the Dutch study was giving. In other words, 200 and 200 milligrams on day 2 to 5. So the Dutch study used 400, then 400 milligrams on day 1, and then 200 and 200 milligrams on day 2 to 5. So, in other words, 200 milligrams twice a day after that first dose. So that's what the Dutch study was giving. Now, the recovery study in the UK was giving 800 milligrams, followed by 800 milligrams after 6 hours. You know, absolutely incredible. Let's just remind ourselves of the appropriate dose in the British National Formulary. 2 to 400 milligrams. Why were they giving such a high dose? I am bemused. So they gave 800 milligrams stat, they gave 800 milligrams 6 hours later, then another 800 milligrams 12 hours after they gave that first dose. Then they gave 400 milligrams twice a day, 400 milligrams twice a day from days 2 to 9. Whacking great dose. And yeah, we'll leave it at that for now. So we can see the difference in those studies. And the World Health Organization trial likewise was giving much larger doses compared to the Dutch study that was giving way lower doses. So days 2 to 5.
Mela, da xjuri li da meta kien hemm kura apposta jidhru daw li taw aktar milli kien irrakkomandat. Issa, wieħed isaqsi li jiena smajt ukoll professura tajt li jekk lill-anzjani li tuhom 200 milligram kull 3 ijiem daw ħajkunu protetti biex protetti għal-marda. U daw wieħed isaqsi. Wieħed jistaqsi jekk qegħdix tiġi administrata għaw Malta din il-mediċina. Jiġifieri jekk hawn xi ħadd li sfortunatament tilef il xi ħadd minn qrabu, tilef il xi ħadd, tajjeb li wieħed jistaqsi. Jiena personalment jekk dil-marda tal-pulmun tiġi fuqi, ħanerġa' dej mhix ma hemmx provi li dil-marda tal-pulmun ġejja minn virus. Sewwa? Jiena ħan insisti personalment li ningħata dil-mediċina. Issa x'tagħmlu intom għalikom u għal min jiġi minnkom fidejkom. Mela, la hemm dil-marda bħalma hawn miljun marda oħra u hemm it-trattament għaliha din skont tat-tabib u skont ħafna tobba. Ma tagħmilx sens li barra li nilbsu l-Madonna maskli u ħafna social distancing li m'hemmx provi xjentifiki li jgħinu dawn li tiġi b'emerġenza medika u timponi tilqima obbligatorja. Ma hemmx raġuni wara din l-idea li din il-tilqima tkun obbligatorja. Issa ħanara għadux miftuħaw. Da. M'għadux miftuħaw. Ħanara da. M'għadux miftuħaw. Da bħalma d-diġà sibta ta' da bħalma d-diġà li hu għandha roadmap biex tagħmel vaccine hawn irdu jagħmlu common vaccination passport u barra minn hekk hawnhekk hawn development of e-learning training modules targeting GPs and primary healthcare providers focused on improving skills to address hesitant population and promote behavioral change. Dal-kummedji kollha biex psychological warfare di biex naċċettaw it-tilqima fuq marda li hemm il-kura tagħha. M'għandux skuża il-gvern jimponi vaccine mandatorja. Provajtu ħin, imma ma sibtu skuża tajba. Ħalala.